Welcome to episode 7 of the Joe Show. We got a lot to talk about.
How was your Easter, though?
It was pretty good. I don't think I did anything in particular.
You had the Yankee candle swap, right?
Yes.
Yeah, how'd that go?
Everybody got their candle. No one cared.
No one cared.
No, they were nice. John got me what I wanted. Did you guys get each other Easter gifts?
No, we don't do that.
Not our thing.
What, Easter or just no Easter gifts?
Well, Easter is our thing. Easter gifts aren't our thing.
You mean candles?
Yeah.
Did we pass candles?
Everybody got a candle.
No,
I don't know.
We didn't do that.
Yep, everybody got a candle. My
Seems
mom
like
got the Peeps one, which was just the cake one.
Yeah,
which
it
was another
smelled like
piece.
the cake
birthday
batter.
cake for sure, man.
John got the gluttonous cookie one. Smells like peanut butter cookies. And Bob got strawberries.
Yeah,
he
let's
likes strawberries.
give candles that are described by the 7 deadly sins on Easter. Nice job. Gluttonous, the gluttonous. That's
Yeah.
good, Joe.
Grandma came over.
That's always good.
Grandma's I'm 27. She was born in 1918. So you do the math.
God bless her.
1918
Wow.
at the end of World War One.
Grandma's
That's a good year.
She's an old woman.
That's that Red
The
Sox
Red
World
Sox.
Series.
Unfortunately, her eyes are going because she said my brother was looking good when my brother in actuality is not.
Oh.
If you catch my drift.
Yeah, I get it.
If you catch my drift. Let's just say I got him the
Maybe
peanut
she
butter
was
cookie
looking
for a
at
reason.
you, though.
Wow.
No, she
And when
specifically
she
was
said
looking dead straight at him, and my mom
Yeah.
even caught it. Was like, "Are you looking at the right person?"
Oh, wow.
I'm like, "Grandma, come on, I'm right here, not John." But that basically sums up my Easter. I didn't do anything. I worked at night, so I came home and slept.
You worked at night on Easter?
Yeah, I'd much rather would do it that way than have to work during the day.
But then, wait, you mean Sunday night you worked?
No, well, Sunday morning. 12 to 6.
You worked Sunday morning.
Correct. Came home, slept, and everybody came over. By everybody, I just meant John. So, yeah, that ends my Easter.
So how's the neighbor situation going on over here?
It's funny you should mention it. They literally play in the driveway and in the backyard now. I don't know what we did. My dad says it's not gonna last. I
think
disagree.
it was me and Jake.
Had to have been someone. Even the guy makes them play in the street now. What really aggravates me is when he yells at them for going into the street when he's the proprietor of telling them to play in the street. So I don't get it.
Is the traffic cop doing a good job?
He hasn't had a need to because they're actually playing in the area where we were taught to play as kids.
Wow,
i.e.,
so he's gonna get laid off, huh?
He's gonna get laid off. He always yells at other people's kids, and he thinks he's got priority over. He still tries to direct me into my spot.
Yeah.
Really?
That must
That
be
is
infuriating.
so annoying.
It's beyond annoying. He'll be like, he'll try to tell me to go, and I will literally I throw my hands up, and I'm like, no, I live here. Get out of the way. I'm putting my car in the spot.
Yeah.
So that's
That is annoying.
That it is annoying, and then I don't mind them playing, and I don't mind the noise throughout the course of the day. I just don't want them playing in the street in front of my house. And then I came home yesterday, and my mom said this wasn't them, this was someone else. Air quotes. I come in from working for the 12 to 6, and then a 6 to 11 at Converse, or my job, if you will, to have somebody be parked right in front of our house.
Oh.
So I tried to pull in, and my mom took up the entire spot, which is fine. But they noticed. So I called my mom, like, you gotta come out. You gotta just move the car. They didn't apologize.
Wow.
We don't know if it was them, though, so I can't place blame on them for that one. But other than that, they kind of just keep to themselves.
It's tough living in Stoneham.
It's a rough place. It's a rough place, yeah. You gotta deal with caution children signs and people running down the street with their children. It's not.
I mean, most people complain about drugs being flooded into the neighborhoods and trash all over the streets, but
I won't allow that in my town.
That's hard here in Stoneham.
I will not allow that in my town.
You got it rough.
Yeah, you would think, but I actually got super easy. I get my food done for me. My mom's down there right now making my dinners for the week. I do my own laundry. Other than that, I only pay like one bill a month on top of my student loan. So I got it easy. I like to tell them that I want more, but
bills, aka grown man shit.
Grown man shit. You gotta take care of it. And Charlie cards.
Yeah. Charlie.
It's springtime.
Springtime, it's like 70
You
degrees
looking
out.
forward to it?
I am, but I'm not gonna go out, so it doesn't matter to me.
Yeah.
I literally work all day, come home, go to the gym, sleep, repeat, sleep on the weekends.
Wow, it's like you're an adult.
It's
This is crazy.
God forbid, right? But the good thing is I have an excuse to sleep during the day. So
And you
add a significant other into that picture and a couple of children.
What?
that's why
It resembles a grown man.
that's why the guy wanted me to do the 12 to 6 in theory, because he probably knew that I didn't have a girlfriend and knew that I would be the one who would just sit there from 12 to 6 twiddling my thumbs, making sure that everything...
Hey, we're sitting here on a beautiful 70-degree day.
We could have done this in the porch,
Yeah.
but I didn't feel like it because I was I made the porch smell like ammonia.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's no good.
So what I
Nail
do...
polish.
I'm glad we didn't go there.
I had on my little
Using some nail
doctor's
polish.
mask that my dad gave me. I put on gloves, and what I did was I took some ammonia, put it in a cup,
Yeah.
took a toothbrush, dipped it in, took my chucks, my cons, scrubbed all the dirt off.
Yeah.
They're clean. There's a little hint. Ammonia. Ammonia takes care of chucks.
It's all
Does
good.
it?
Yep.
What about bleach?
That probably would work too, but the video I saw, the guy used ammonia. And he specifically said, the first comment was something along the lines of, "What the fuck are you doing? Chucks are supposed to get dirty."
Yep.
And I kind of agree, but I kind of don't.
I mean, most people use soap and water.
Soap and water
I
probably
think
would
soap
work.
and water would probably work
Soap and
pretty
water.
well too.
Yep. But I've been wearing them all week because we've been going into the, the new building, so they've gotten really dirty really quick. So I've been taking the train lately and taking the bus lately, which is it's been fine. But all I wanted to do, and I wanted to help the MBTA to make sure that they get paid on time, was just set up a direct deposit type thing that they push you to do. They say, go online, set up a Charlie card. If your Charlie card gets stolen,
Yeah.
we'll replace it. You don't have to pay, a new $75. So I tried to do it. It didn't work. The lady was like, you could go to Downtown Crossing if you'd like. I'm not.
Nobody
No.
likes to.
No, I don't.
Nobody
want
wants
to.
to go down there.
She's like, we can send you a blank card, and then you can just write your number on it, and then you can do it that way. I'm like, goodbye. I'll just do this month by month. It tells you what day you have to pay. It says valid until April 30th is my last day, so I'll do it on I don't know, the 29th or some shit. I don't know, but. Yeah, I think it's just stupid that they preach to do all this, and then you try to do it, and you can't. But yeah, I thought the train rides would suck in and suck out, but they really don't. The only thing that's bad is waiting for the bus home. And I do have a pet peeve that this irritates me when I'm waiting for the bus. So I'll get there. I don't rush. If I see a bus and I miss it, I'm not running down the stairs. I just don't care. Time is not. I'm just gonna go home and sleep. So I'll wait. So what really aggravates me is I got an app on my phone that will tell me what time the next bus outbound to Redstone's coming. 12. It goes down by the minute and it updates. So I check it, and with 5 minutes left, I'll always go walk outside to the physical bus stop. And then everybody will come once they see the bus, crowd around me, and then get on first. I've been waiting for 5-10 minutes, waiting for the bus. I knew it was coming. I want to get on. I want to get a seat. I don't like to stand because I have one of those backpacks that could smack somebody when we're moving.
Yeah.
And it just annoys me that people just think that they own the bus and they've done it. This isn't high school.
Dog eat dog, man.
I guess it's gonna become
you
dog
kidding
eat
me?
dog. The train's not bad though.
Yeah.
The train has plenty of space. But it just aggravates me that people think that it's okay for them to just come on
Well, people think it's okay to do a lot of things on buses and subways.
and play in the street.
Yeah, well, that's why you have to be the one standing on the curb, so the bus driver will stop in front of you. That's how you do it.
I
man.
just stop in front of the sign that says the 132 to Redstone, and if
he doesn't stop in front of you.
I wait. I don't stop. I don't stand right next to the thing like a guard at Buckingham Palace. I just kind of do circles, listen to my headphones, check and then when it comes all right, oh cool, here it comes, and then the masses just come out.
Well, because you have to be standing there, man,
I'm
right
going
on the
to
curb.
from here on out. I'm gonna
Take it
start
from
doing
me.
that.
I'm a pro at that. I rode that bus, not that one, but the buses for years, man.
I don't mind it. I thought I would hate it. I really don't mind somebody else driving. I get greeted.
It doesn't smell in there, so that's fine, right?
It's nice and warm.
Might
Some
smell
of the
like
buses
ammonia
smell.
pretty soon, though.
Well, that's not my problem. They're in the porch
Well,
right
some
now.
of the buses in Lynn, they have to wipe them down with ammonia.
Yeah, pretty sure. Yeah. Yeah. Heard
See,
some horror
now in
stories.
Stoneham, we got free baristas on the buses
I bet.
and all that fun stuff.
It's
But-
free too, right? It's with the taxes that you pay.
absolutely. I don't pay a dime for it. I get greeted.
You get hot towels.
hot towels for the
given to
face.
you. Yeah.
Yep, only in Stoneham. Only
Yep.
in Stoneham. And then it takes me to Oak. My first time I took it, this is a rookie mistake, my dad said, or a rookie error. I hit the button for stop requesting because I wasn't sure if she was going to stop at Oak Grove. Come to find out, like 2/3 of the bus just gets off at that one
Oak Grove?
stop. Yeah. But yeah, so the neighbor situation's good. The guy's actually been playing in his yard and in the back, which I've never seen them play in the backyard. So I honestly have no complaints. I have no complaints with him.
I'm shocked. I
This
thought
is
we were going to
weird.
have a
Me
little session here about this.
Me too, and I'm not gonna sugarcoat it. They've been doing. My dad says just it's a phase, and they'll start up again. I mean, I'm all for kids playing. Don't get me wrong. You got to get these 60 minutes, just like the NFL says. But the street is in front of my house is just not the way to do it. I made a suggestion to my parents about how we could fix the problem, and they didn't exactly like it. So I was in the shower, and I'm like, how can we fix this problem? Because they like to play in front of our house. So I thought, why don't we just swap houses? Why don't we take your bigger house and you can have this small house?
Reality show.
And then
house swap.
And then they,
That's a good idea.
Thank you. They're like, no, he's like, I don't want that house.
You should pitch it to the Fox network.
And see if we could swap out so they could play outside. That was just my theory. I'm like, hey, Dad.
The net is still out there in front of your driveway.
They were playing today. And like I said, don't mind the noise. Don't mind them playing. Do whatever you want. It's just the street.
And one more thing, there's like an SUV out there. Is that supposed to be in the driveway that has the kids' toys thrown all over the driveway?
I don't know who has the SUV, to be perfectly honest with you. It might be his, it might not be. But they're getting better, and what they're doing is they're putting a car like parallel to make a T, if you will, in the driveway, so like they can play in the driveway. That's what we used to do as kids. Like I said, I said in the last episode, you just put a board down so a ball doesn't go under the car. Exactly. That's actually what they're starting to do.
No, but there's a driveway next to your house here that has
that's
filled with toys.
It's like a playground.
Oh yeah. There's two.
So the cars can't be parked in there, so they're all on the street.
Yep. That shit.
Ridiculous.
And then, like we said, they got a new Jeep. Kids Jeep, mind you, and they're gonna let this little kid drive around a kid's Jeep, just bound to go into the street. And I don't even want to think of it. It's just a disaster waiting to happen. And then he's gonna be like, "Oh, this is my fault." And sorry, sir. I think it is gonna be your fault.
They don't really utilize backyards and playgrounds here in Stoneham, do they?
No, the playground's right up the street. Like, come on, you could do binoculars. It's just, it annoys me.
A little stalkerish. They're watching the children play with binoculars, Joe.
That's a little hide your kids, hide your wife, as you said last episode.
I don't even care at this point. I'm over it. I just don't want them in the street. They going back out there now? You'll hear them. They'll probably get picked up on this audio for all I know. He yells at them a lot for getting the ball in the street. The one place you told them it was perfectly okay to go.
Yeah, well, like your dad's saying, I don't think it's gonna last.
Oh yeah, I need to talk to him.
The
about
spring
that.
and summer, it's a long season, you know.
He didn't wear a helmet. He didn't wear a helmet.
He himself is not practicing safety in the street.
I always like to touch the top of my dad's head. I know that sounds weird, but I always like to show him how big of a bald spot he's got on it. He always says, like father, like son. He used to call me fat when I did it. That was back in the day, though. Now he's really got no rebuttal, so he always used to say, like father, like son. So we'll see.
Wow.
But that's my current update. I wish I had a better story to tell you guys about that, but so far nothing. So far they've been playing nice and they've been playing by the rules, and I think it's because of that one day. Because after that one day, it's stopped. It stopped. So yeah, we got a lot to talk about today. I did a little research at when I was working last night. We're going to talk about the Boston Marathon, and then we're probably going to segue into Zarnayev. I don't even want to talk about him, but we might as well
he
give him
must not be named.
We might as well give him a few minutes on the show. And then I don't even know if we're going to end it with. We were going to talk about Aaron Hernandez, but I just was getting pretty tired. It was like 2 a.m, so I kind of just stopped my research. I know nothing about that case, so I don't even want to speculate.
There's a lot going on there. I don't know if we should rush through that.
I don't want to, but all I can tell you is, remember one time we thought that Rob Gronkowski was going to be the troublemaker because of all of his partying, and we thought that Aaron Hernandez was going to be the savior for tight end. see how the tides have changed.
See how that worked out. Yeah.
So we'll be right back, and we'll talk about the Boston Marathon, which is what, a week from tomorrow.
Yeah.
So it's the 20th, right?
Right, the 20th.
All right, we'll be right back. So we got the 2015 Boston Marathon coming up on 20th, I believe. It's a week from Monday.
Yeah, it's every Patriots Day.
Every Patriots Day. Have you ever been?
No.
Really?
Haven't
Have
ever
you ever been?
I've never been.
I only went last year once because I had to do an event with the radio station, and it's pretty cool.
It must be awesome.
You get in at we got in there super early because we had to set
like
up.
6?
Yeah, that's when we got there. I remember getting to the station at 6. I think we left at 6:30. Got there by 7. People are drinking by 8 because that's when the bar opens. It's awesome. It's such a great atmosphere, and I thoroughly enjoyed it. It was a perfect day out. It's just so boring. I'm sorry.
Wait, you were there last year though.
Yes, I wasn't there in
That was a
2013.
pretty big deal last year.
It was a pretty big deal. We actually had to leave all of our equipment from the night before there because you couldn't carry anything.
No backpacks.
They had
nothing.
security checkpoints all over the place. They weren't playing. They weren't messing around.
Right.
But yeah, no, it was a great atmosphere.
It's really hard though to secure. I mean, you're talking about 26 miles going through all of those smaller sections of Boston.
That starts in Hopkinton. Goes all the way to and in Boston, Copley Square.
So where were you?
Right, literally right at the finish line.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, we were right at the finish line. We were like throwing a baseball away. We were right across from the Prudential. There was a bar right there. I think it was called Whiskey's and Coffee or something like that. But yeah, so
Right there on Boylston.
Right there on Boylston.
Do you get to watch it on like a feed or something?
Did I get to watch it?
Yeah, like
I'm
while
sure they
you're at
had.
the finish line.
I don't know.
Is there any?
I think there's just your time. I think there might be a gigantic TV.
Any
at the
monitors
end,
so you can watch like local news, like what's going on.
I
like,
think
the
one of
coverage?
my friends from high school ran it last year, and I don't think it's by the minute. It might be. I don't know. I don't care. He just posted it on Facebook.
Mm-hmm.
It's got like tracker, so it'll let you know at the 18th mile it took him X amount of time to get to the 18th mile, which I think is pretty cool to track somebody. But it actually last year they had 35,000 people sign up and do it, which is a surprise because in 2013 there was only 26,000, close to 27,000 people.
That's like fitting Fenway Park in there.
It's like it was a 33%
in
growth
one race.
In one race.
That's
for
insane.
one race that's 26 miles in which you could get injured. So I thought to myself, I'm gonna get a list of the common injuries, and you've said you've run 10Ks, 5Ks.
Just one 10K, yeah.
Do you have any injuries besides like fatigue or anything like that?
I've never, but it's not long. It's not a super long distance. If I did a half marathon, maybe I'd have some problems. But no, I didn't have any problems at all.
Do you know what the number one is according to the list that I went to? Did you see the show notes?
For the Boston Marathon?
It's in general, just for marathons.
Just for marathon injuries?
I mean, it's got to have to do with muscles.
That was lower down. I don't know if this is a list of like 1 to 10, but number one's blisters. Foot blisters.
Just blisters.
They say just drain them. Stop. Drain.
Just drain it.
Drain it.
And go.
Drain and go.
Drain and go, baby. This is your one time. This is your one shining moment. You gotta drain it and you gotta go. And of course, they showed a photo, which was disgusting, but you gotta drain it and you gotta go.
That's stupidity to have a blister, though.
Yes, you would think that if you're going to run the marathon, you would know how to properly keep the feet, I don't want to say insulated, but like tight and whatnot.
Yeah,
so
dry
there's
and
That's absolutely the key, because I have had calluses develop, and that's because I didn't have the knowledge that I have now.
That's something that you gotta do. You gotta do research. You can't just think you're gonna run a marathon.
You need no slip ankle socks that are like skin tight.
Funny you should mention that. You know what number 2 is according to this list?
What's that?
It's disgusting. Black toenails. And I did some research on it.
What causes that?
Apparently, a black toenail is caused by blood pooling under the nail, caused by the repeated foot sliding toward when you go forward. You lift your heel
they're hitting
back,
the front of the.
Then you go forward, back, and apparently you don't know until you're done. It's not like that painful or anything. But they said that the only thing you can do is rip the nail off.
Not very attractive.
Oh my goodness! It's stupidity, because if you're wearing shoes that are tightly fitting, you're not gonna have that movement. Yeah. They've got to be light shoes.
And they make light shoes these days. So
yeah, like we're talking just a few ounces.
You should know better than to. But some of these, as we go further down, I was like, I didn't even know that. Number 3 is chafing. Skin rubbing against skin.
Chafing.
Yeah, I can't even read my own notes. It was late. Yeah, skin rubbing against the skin. You know what their suggestion is?
What's that?
Lube up.
Lube up?
They say lube up.
Skin against skin or shirts
It's
against
got to
skin?
be skin against. I mean, shirts against skin. Because skin against skin really doesn't.
Like a
make
little
sense.
nipple.
Because that's what they're doing.
The nipples, man.
We all have a little nipple.
The nipple chafing. It's a real thing.
You're going forward, and then all of a sudden.
You know what you do? You just night before, a couple of Band-Aids.
That's what I read. Just
right over
Band-Aid
the spots,
Remember?
and just go.
Wasn't that on The Office?
Yeah, because Andy didn't do it,
Andy
right?
had the nipple chafing.
Yeah.
His nipples were bleeding.
Number 4, which made me laugh, and if you ever get this during a race, you should probably just give it up. Upset stomach.
Upset
They're
stomach.
saying like you got the shits.
Well,
make sure you know on the routes where there
they're
are porta potties.
They're a little nervous, you know.
They are nervous.
I'd be a little
you get
nervous.
The IBS.
I'd be wicked nervous.
Yeah.
That IBS kicks right in, and then I bet you. Do they have them every mile? Every 2 miles? You got
IBS every couple of miles.
A porta potty every couple
Porta
miles.
potty every couple miles.
I don't know, man. The runners go in there.
So many people.
They have to because, like I said, it's an upset stomach that's gonna be there.
And you're gonna draw so many people watching too. They're gonna need somewhere to go.
Well, I don't really count them. I mean, like they have something for runners more so.
That's crazy,
yeah.
man.
Number 5 ties into number 4, which should be number 1, or I would assume it to be number 1. But what, like you said, these should be common sense. Is dehydration, dry mouth, fatigue, stomach ache, headache. You can't have that when you're running.
If you're going to the most prestigious marathon in the world, you've trained for this.
That's true. This was just
if
a list.
dehydration is what makes you fail from finishing this race.
And don't they have people holding out cups over the course of the race?
All the time.
Just so you can grab
It's
them
ridiculous, man.
Yeah, that one's a little bit out there.
That is so ridiculous that that's even on there.
Number 6, drinking too much.
That is crazy. What is that?
But they say that Boston Marathon study showed that most common in slow walkers are slow runners. So people who are legit like running the marathon may not get this as much as I personally.
So they're running,
Running's
and
okay.
they keep grabbing the drinks
that they're okay.
from everybody.
It's the walkers
on the line.
It's those damn walkers.
They just can't say no.
They
don't want to hurt anyone's feelings.
From my experience, after the first mile, you should have something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But then you really shouldn't have another drink until maybe 2 or 3 miles. But when you're doing a race this long, I don't know.
Yeah,
I don't know.
They claim that the body just doesn't have time to eliminate it. So that's why when you're walking slow, I would assume that if you're running, you'd have that issue.
I mean just wetting the mouth. Like after the
you
first
can spit it
mile,
out.
you know, kind of just wet the mouth. That should be good enough for like another 3 miles.
Well, they tell basketball players who are constantly running up and down the court to produce amylase, which I remember from UConn because the professor would go, amylase. It's chewing gum. You're supposed to chew gum to keep the your mouth from not drying up because you're constantly biting down on something and it produces like amylase and then you swallow and you go along with your day. But that's something to keep.
When are they supposed to be chewing the gum?
You chew the gum during the game.
During the game?
Next time you
I wouldn't recommend that though for a marathon.
You don't think?
No. That'll dry you out like crazy.
Yeah, see, I know nothing about marathons. I don't plan on ever running a marathon. I have a lot of respect for people who do run marathons.
But you have enough common sense to hydrate during and before a marathon.
But what's enough? Is it a cup every half mile? Like you said, a cup every mile? That's 26 cups of water. That's what? 8 is what you need for a day.
I don't know.
No, I would say like probably have a little swig of water every 3 miles.
All right.
Yeah, you're probably losing ounces though, depending on the temperature and everything. It's tough to gauge how much you're gonna need.
Yeah, and then
like when I did the 10K, I had maybe 2 cups of water.
Yeah,
and I didn't down the cups, you know.
That was my issue whenever I would go to the gym. Is I would bring a gigantic bottle of water and just like down it
before you run,
while I'm running, and then like within a minute I'd feel it in the stomach, in the gut, and I would have to stop.
Just a small sip.
Yeah, you're only supposed to like sip it or drink a little bit at a time. I used to make that mistake when I first started going to the gym. Number 7 is sun and wind burn.
Could happen.
It could, but I mean, if it's not that nice out, you're not really gonna get sunburned.
I mean, what are you gonna do against the wind burn?
You can't. You just have to. It's gonna come to your face.
Yeah.
Put Vaseline on.
Lube up.
Yeah, maybe you could. Yeah.
You just gotta lube up. Like you said, these people are the most prestigious runners in the world. They qualified.
They know what
they
they're
paid
doing.
their money.
Look, when I did the Malden 10K, it was it was snowing and sleeting out there, and the wind was unbelievable. It was like maybe 35 out.
Yeah.
And the wind in our faces was
the killer,
just
right?
ridiculous. So I put Vaseline on. I was fine.
Some of the winds that day were like over 20 miles, over 30 miles per hour.
Oh, it was just insane. I mean, I was soaked.
Yeah.
That was kind of a crazy weekend.
Soaked after that. I mean, this marathon is going to be beautiful.
Is it? Do they already know 10 days
sure.
out?
I'm sure it's going to be beautiful, man.
It was like last year, because like I said, last year was gorgeous. It sucked that I had to be inside. I mean, I wouldn't have gone if I didn't have to work. But I think I had that day off. I don't have that day off this year. They don't give us off.
You mentioned that these people have
only
paid the entrance fees.
There's like, I think there's
$175 to run this thing.
Is that what it is?
$175
so you times
to run
that
this.
by 35,000.
So yeah, don't dehydrate yourself out of $175.
Exactly. Think
for
twice.
This thing.
Think twice before you
eat a plate of pasta, have a glass of water, and run the damn thing.
So number 9 is just hitting the wall. I would hit the wall so quickly.
Yeah.
It's not even worth my time.
Just
Even
that
if
endurance.
it's all in the head. Do they post what mile you're at, or are you just supposed to know?
I'm sure that on the road they have markers.
See, that would throw me off. If I knew I was at 18 of 26, I would just want to keep going and keep going and keep going. Unless you know, I think everybody knows where Heartbreak Hill is, right? I don't know what part of the marathon is, but that's the uphill climb.
Yeah.
And then obviously you go downhill.
They all know about it. They all train for it.
You should definitely. And then number 10 is just sprains, fractures, and stress fractures, which is what I would get.
Yeah, it's long. It's too long.
Yeah, the shin splints, right? And all that.
That's the
just
worst.
Tightening
of the muscle. I mean, you can stop and go, right? You would think.
Yeah, but you're not gonna finish in a good time if you stop.
I would not give 2 shits about my time. I would just want to be able to
just
say that I
say
ran
you
the
finished
Boston
it.
Marathon. Yeah, I don't care about my time. Because don't they still go at like 8 o'clock at night? You see people who just like
they're just crossing it. Yeah.
They don't shut that thing off until like midnight because then they got to open the street back up for daily business.
Yeah.
But then I did a little bit more research, and this was on the BAA's website, which is what, Boston Athletic Association. I just want to know what you guys would prefer. Would you prefer a hot day or a cold day? I think it's a very stupid question, but it's going to lead into my next point. What would you prefer?
Jeez, man.
Well, what do you mean by that? Like
temperature-wise.
Just temperature, no, like clear skies.
Yeah, I mean, I know it's a dumb question, but more so, I just wanted to get into the average.
I'd say if it was in the low 60s, that'd be perfect.
The average, because obviously there's been over, what, like 115 of these or something like that?
Yeah.
They claim the average is 45 to 50.
That's been the average temperature?
That's what they said on their website, is the average is 45 to 50. 1976, before we were obviously born, 96 along the
Wow, really?
Yeah. Yep, 96 was the highest. And
climate change.
What was the temp?
96 degrees, 1976 along the course. And then the coldest that I could find on their website was 1961. You want to guess?
Was it 20 degrees?
39.
39?
See, 39's good, though.
That's what I'm saying. So you prefer a nice cold, kind of like the weather we had a few days ago. It was like kind of crappy, but it was good. Like
you'd be okay. Yeah, you would survive.
96, I couldn't do that.
No. I wouldn't even be able to finish 96.
People must have been dropping like flies during that thing.
I would go 10 miles and be like 10 equals 26 in 90-degree weather. They had to like do some mathematical number, be like, oh, you ran 15, well, that's 20 miles in normal weather. That's how I would.
Not gonna really affect the guys from Kenya though. I would imagine 96 degrees.
I don't want to be. I don't know if the word is racist, prejudice. Yeah. I don't care. It's the marathon. I don't even watch it. I don't care who crosses first. I think you should be a United States citizen to run.
Why? It's an international race, man.
It is.
It's like the Olympics.
And I'm okay. Yeah. I'm okay with it. But if I had my humble opinion, and don't get me wrong, I'm not stern that they can't do it. I don't care. It's a freaking race. I just feel like the Kenyans are always going to win. Like, when was the last American male to win? You think I would have checked that? But I can't. It's always a Kenyan. And I have no problem with that. They won, they ran, whatever.
Wasn't it pretty recently? But he was from another country, though?
I think he might have been
He became
Canadian?
a citizen?
Yeah, something like
here?
that. I think that's what happened. But I just feel like they always place really. So if you come in 6th place and 3 Kenyans finish before you came in 3rd.
You're pretty good. Yeah, you're doing pretty well.
You came into 3rd place.
I think if you can finish in under 4 hours, it's amazing.
Oh, I know I wouldn't be able to do that.
That'd be incredible.
Halfway in 4 hours, even if I trained.
Because the average between 18 to 34-year-olds is, for men, it's 3 hours and 5 minutes. For women, it's 3 hours and 35 minutes.
That's incredible.
That is amazing.
I could never do that.
Wow.
I would think it would take most people
Longer.
4 to 5 hours to finish it.
Absolutely.
Me too. That would be a decent average.
That'd take me all day, man.
Might as well talk about averages. I was talking to Jake late last night, and I said we had to mention Miss Rosie Ruiz. Do you remember her?
Yeah.
I don't
The Cuban,
know her at all,
right?
man.
All
Cuban national or something?
So when I was in 6th grade, my science teacher, I'll never forget, explained to me what Rosie Ruiz did. She explained to the class, and I'll never forget it. So she was in the 1980 Boston Marathon, and she clocked in at 2 hours, 31 minutes, 56 seconds.
That's incredible.
Fastest marathon in the history back then.
Amazing.
She was not covered in sweat, not panting, nothing.
That's so strange.
So they disqualified her from both the New York Marathon and the Boston Marathon for cheating, because apparently she took the green line, got off, got on, somehow got past security, ran, and won.
And she still made that good of a time? She took the green line, man?
She took the green line, still made that good of a... She took some line. We'll just call it the green line back then. But I just think it's funny that somebody would cheat, win, not be covered in sweat. At least take a ball, spray yourself down. Pour salt on your body.
Try to make it look believable.
That's kind of how they knew. I think that's what my teacher said. When you run a marathon that, 26 miles... your body obviously sweats, and you create salt on your
literally
your salt. You're turning into it, and she didn't have an ounce of salt on her body. She wasn't sweating. So what they did was they actually redid it, not the entire marathon, but they staged a take for the winner for 2 hours and 34 minutes and 28 seconds. I think it said the last, I'm gonna say 10 miles. I don't think it was 10 miles. They redid for the woman so she could win, but I'd be like, no, I don't want that. She cheated. I'm not going to rerun it. Just give me my award. Just say that I won. I'm the winner, you lose.
Second place should win.
Second place did win.
That's it.
Second place did win. But they had her, restage the thing, and, everybody was clapping.
That's crazy.
And apparently there's, a part on the route where they pass a college, and all, the students are notorious for clapping on the women. I don't know. It must be, a tradition. I mean, it's 115 years old. So... they clap the women on. Everybody's like, "Who the fuck is this girl?" I don't even remember. I don't remember clapping for this woman as she crossed the finish line. I'd actually be pretty pissed to find out that Miss Rosie Ruiz had to be the one who.
What'd she do? How'd she get there?
She took that green line, man.
She must have taken that green.
She took the T. She realized that she could get the Boston Transit transportation, and she took her way. And she, like you said, she was a Cuban national. Apparently. I hate doing this. I never take enough notes on the person.
Yeah.
But apparently, back in 2010, she was caught embezzling cash or something like that. Something like that. And she might have even done jail time. But Rosie Ruiz is a woman of class and of. Actually, she's not a woman of class. I don't know.
She's a scammer.
She's a woman who actually cheats to win to get what she wants, which was actually the catchphrase of Eddie Guerrero.
Cheat to win.
Cheat to win. Eddie Guerrero is my favorite wrestler. Cheat to win.
God rest his soul.
God rest his soul. He was not like Chris. No, who went crazy?
Chris Benoit.
Chris Benoit. I was gonna say Chris Jericho. But yeah, we digress. So that's our take on the Boston Marathon. It's gonna be on this Monday. If you guys can tune in and watch it. My guess, a Kenyan wins. Do you have a guess as to who will take the crown?
It could be an Ethiopian, Joe. It could be
anyone of...
I will say it's an American
that
was originally a Kenyan.
Exactly. something along those lines. So, the next thing we're going to talk about, which, like I said, I really don't want to talk about, but it's a hot topic in this part of the state right now, is we're going to discuss Tsarnaev. Is that his name? Johar? I actually read some conspiracy theories. We can discuss those. I don't have them written down. They're going off my head. I don't know if somebody wants to pull them up.
That's always fun.
But we will talk about that next.
And beer mixed in with Joe's head.
You'd be surprised.
Conspiracy theories.
You'd be surprised.
That's great.
All right,
I'm excited.
One of them really got to me, but we'll get into that next on the show. Welcome back once again. Like I said, we're going to talk about Tsarnaev.
But we have a correction to make.
Jake, you want to make it or should I? Because I'm the one who made a mistake.
At the end of last segment, you said that the marathon is tomorrow, which in fact it is April 20th.
It is April 20th, 2015.
And tomorrow would be the 13th.
Tomorrow would be the
Which is Red Sox opening day, which is awesome.
Yes.
At Fenway.
Yes. And then they also play on Patriots Day, which is a 10 o'clock game. They start serving alcohol at 10 o'clock, but that's a story for another day.
Take me out to the ball.
Exactly. You gotta love them Red Sox. We digress once again. As we usually do.
More serious.
The more serious topic of Joe Zarnaev and his brother Tamerlan. Tamerlan, who was apparently a wrestler.
A boxer.
Oh, was he a boxer?
He was a boxer.
And he was supposedly the ringleader in the entire 2013.
Yeah,
2013 Boston Marathon bombings. But there are certain conspiracy theories out there. Like you said, his mom still to this day doesn't think that her son did it when he actually said that he did. So
she needs to kill herself. Okay.
What are your thoughts on was it the SEAL who released the photos of him when they had like the red dots on him? Wasn't that a cop or a Navy SEAL who was taking those photos? You know what I'm talking about?
Oh, Tamerlan?
No, out of Johar, out of the boat. Because Rolling Stone wrote the article on how they thought he was like this rock star.
Yeah, they put him on the cover like he was a rock star.
So the guy that was
the bomber. Yeah, they had him on the cover. It said the bomber.
The guy who actually was a photographer. They took photos with like the thing on. Well, no, it was good because he was showing that this guy is not a rock star. This guy is actually a monster type thing. So I got a lot of backlash about that way back in the day because I was at my old job at the law firm, and what I did was I read the article. It took me a long time to get through it because it was like 5 web pages, if you will, and that can hold a lot of typing. And then I said, I think I put something online, like the article about Johar was actually very well written, and people thought that I was some like terrorist and like supported.
Really?
Oh yeah, I was just saying that the author.
Just because you said it was a well-written article.
It was a very well. Have you read it?
No, I never read it.
It was a very well-written article.
All right, tell us about it.
I just don't. It just talked about his life, and it talked about how people made him out to be the rock star, the typical. I think they tried to make him be a typical college kid and whatnot. Talked about his life, talked about what he did with his brother. I just thought it was well-written. Obviously, I don't agree with what he did.
They made him out to be a rock star in the article?
It's Rolling Stone. I mean,
so why do you think that's good?
I don't think it's good. I just think it was a well-written article. I think that the facts...
Why do you support terrorism?
See? That's what I was thinking. I was like, oh, you don't know anything about it. And blah, I'm a typical Bostonian, man. He's got to rot in hell. I'm like, all I'm trying to say is that the article by the author was very... Did you hear it? You guys don't hear it? I bet
I heard
outside.
It.
Yeah, they're probably playing hockey.
The neighbors.
But it was a very, very well-written article. So Zarnaev was just convicted on all 30 counts of what he was tried for.
I loved it.
Over half of those, 17 if you will, carry the possible capital punishment in the state of Massachusetts. To get the death penalty, all 12 must agree. If you were sitting on the jury, would you... I mean, what more do you need to know for crying out loud?
I know.
You see the photo of him putting it down. Well, you don't see the photo. You see him put with a bag on his thing, and he's already admitted to it. So
it's all about the jihad.
If I was on the jury and I sat there and I already found him guilty, and the death penalty is an option, this is gonna. You guys probably thought that I would say go for it. I'm gonna say don't. I'm gonna say don't give him the death penalty, and I can. We'll go into that in a little bit. What do you think they should do with him? Well,
he wants all of us dead, so I have to say the feeling is mutual for him.
The feeling is mutual for Johar?
Yeah. I mean, I'm a advocate for the death penalty. I think that the state should have the death penalty too. To tell you the truth,
especially for these terrorists.
Well, I mean, it's federal, so this is about the federal law.
Federal
I'm just throwing in my opinion to let you know that it's not just for this case.
Exactly.
I think it's also for...
I thought it was longer. Did you know that it's only Massachusetts got abolished in 1984?
Yeah.
I thought it was like, I don't know, like the 40s or something like that, just because we're such a conservative state that I thought that... I'm sorry, such a liberal state. Whatever. Long story short is I thought that they had the death penalty.
Well, once upon a time, we were quite conservative here.
Yeah, I know, but that's definitely a story for...
And that wasn't that long ago, Joe.
Definitely. And if he does get... the life in prison, which I am for he will be locked up for 23 out of 24 hours a day, which I think is
You think that's enough?
I do.
Okay.
I do think that's enough.
So he'll still be breathing this whole time.
Yes,
he'll still have all of his limbs.
Yes, he will.
He won't have one scratch on him this entire time.
But I just feel like they've done tests and studies, and I'm assuming they have. I act like I have them in front of me, where like people will get put in like a box and shit, and they'll just go crazy because like
I don't want him to go crazy.
I don't want him to
continue breathing.
Why?
I want him to go crazy because I feel like that's a longer lasting effect. Is for him to not know what time it is, not know if it's day, night, know like he gets an hour, maybe he'll know then. But then it's like we did an experiment in psychology back in high school where we covered our eyes, we put our hands in 2 pieces of paper for the entire class, the duration of the class, and like you're supposed to lose your senses. So in theory, like the hour lasted like 4, 5, 6, 7 hours, but it was only an hour. You know what I'm saying? Like it felt like longer than it was.
It felt like time was going by slower.
So I feel like that's what he deserves. But if he does get it, life in prison, I'm not gonna say they're treated well per se, but they get a bathroom, the shower, they get all. I'm not gonna call them amenities. He gets his own cell because he's in a supermax in Fremont County, Colorado.
Yeah, he doesn't have any threat of any other prisoner killing him.
He does not. He's in his own little world, which is in Colorado, which I want to talk about the supermax prison.
I don't want him to have his own little world.
Does it make me a bad person to say we should give him life in prison?
No. I think a lot of people think the opposite. That
the little kid doesn't have his own little world anymore, does he? The little kid that was killed?
I hate that I don't know it off the top of my head. Martin Richard?
Yeah.
Something like that. And then Crystal, I think, was the girl's name. And then there was the foreign exchange.
Lindsay Zhu, right?
The foreign exchange. And then there was obviously tons of people.
And then Collier.
Yeah.
Sean Collier.
Yes.
Officer.
I mean, for that,
Salem State alumni.
When you think about what they did, man, and those people that are dead, you just have to side with the capital punishment. I feel that I have no other choice.
But then I don't play this side of the deck of cards because I just don't care. People who say it costs more to kill him than it does to keep him alive.
I don't understand that logic.
I tried to look into it last night. I tried to get the numbers, but I couldn't. They break it down from like everything that it costs, from like the trial to pay the attorneys, and like even though it's probably federally done by the state and whatnot, but they broke it down, meals per day, which is maybe he gets 3 meals a day. That just it constantly adds up. The shower, the clothing. Or should you just kill him?
Well, that's because of the policies that are put in place to make it so expensive.
Yeah.
If we lived in a different kind of society,
he'd get thrown in the.
You put the firing squad out, and it'd be over with.
Yeah, treason.
He's a
traitor.
Did I understand correctly that with a firing squad, only one person has the bullet, and everybody else shoots blanks? I thought I read that somewhere.
That's interesting.
I thought I read in a firing squad that you get 4 or 5 guys, and then only one guy has the actual bullet in his gun. But I don't know.
What would the purpose of that be?
You don't know if you're the one who shot it. I don't know.
Why? It only takes one bullet. They only use one bullet.
I could totally be wrong, but I mean, if you're aiming for the head and the guy's just standing there, I don't think it's gonna be too tough, especially if you're notorious with a gun. But I digress. I don't want to get into that. I do want to talk about the Supermax, though.
Let's hear about this.
It's in Fremont County, Colorado. Yep. And it's for those deemed the most dangerous and are in the head of tight. They're in tight control.
So who's there?
Funny you should ask. My bro, and I don't call him my bro because like I know the name. He was a part of a song back when I was a kid. Larry Hoover.
Larry Hoover?
Larry Hoover. He's a notorious gang leader.
And you listened to music that referenced
I listened to a song,
security prisoner.
No, I listened to a song that referenced Larry Hoover.
Yeah, you listened to that.
Yeah.
All right.
That's
so
how
it must have been a good song. Right?
I think Big Meech, which must have been his nickname. Larry Hoover. I'm trying to think who sings it though.
And what did Larry Hoover do, Joe?
Larry Hoover was the leader of a gang.
I don't
know. I don't know what gang off the top of my head.
Because he's your bro.
I know. I'm telling you, when I text Jake, I was doing this at like 1:30 in the morning, and I totally forgot.
He must have killed people.
He probably killed and probably told others to kill. What I can.
So he kind of belongs there.
Ted's there. Ted Krasinski.
Ted.
I don't want to screw up his last name.
Yeah. Ted Kaczynski.
McVeigh.
Timothy McVeigh was there.
McVeigh was there, but
Kaczynski's still alive?
I don't know.
No, he's dead. Didn't he hang himself?
I don't remember.
Oh, apparently each cell gets a desk, a stool, a bed, and a shower. If I understood correct, if I read the article.
A shower and the cell?
I think so.
They don't even leave
a stool
to
to
take a
stand
shower?
on when you're trying to hang yourself from the light.
Yeah. You mean? But I also read in the article that Bush visited once, and one of his like tight security guys said that like it was the most. Just being there was bad. Like he didn't know which was north, west, south, east. The way that they had it set up. Like,
no windows.
You don't even know.
Direction.
Yeah,
he's still alive. The Unabomber is still alive.
Thought so.
That is a dangerous man.
Yes, there was actually. And I read about another guy.
Should be dead.
If you go to like you type in the prison into Wikipedia, it gives you everybody who's in there. There was one doctor who was there for like killing his patients, like poisoning them, and you got the Unabomber.
Yeah.
You got Richard Reed. Remember that name?
Mm-hmm.
Shoe Bomber.
Shoe Bomber.
That guy is an idiot, though. He's in there.
He is in the.
Are you
Superman.
kidding me?
Richard
Why
Reed,
in the world?
Because it's probably I'm not gonna say RICO. What was the terrorist act that they enacted after September 11th? That they can like basically try you as a terrorist.
Like,
He's got
part of the Patriot Act?
It's the Patriot Act. Richard Reed is in there under the Patriot Act. We've come to find out because he was stupid enough to try to what did he do?
He tried to blow up the plane.
He tried to blow up the plane with the shoe.
No, he wasn't even on the plane. He couldn't get through security guys.
But they stopped him.
Yeah, he was trying to though.
That's what
the underwear bomber got on the plane.
The underwear bomber was actually on it. And where's the underwear bomber?
I didn't even know there was an underwear bomber. To be perfectly honest,
you don't remember that one?
The Nigerian man who had an explosive device in his underwear. But I read that this guy got the device and didn't change his underwear for like 2 weeks, and that's why it went off on the plane.
What an idiot.
And it was like smoking.
Yeah,
and
right.
then he was discovered. That's what I heard. It was like so soiled and disgusting. So
gross.
he was coming from Amsterdam and he was going into Detroit. Christmas Day 2009.
When I think Supermax, though, I think of like
I don't know. Was he there though?
Like Patriot Act type like people, but like I said, Larry Hoover is in there, and then I guess one of the main.
He is in Colorado.
That's the Supermax. The Supermax.
United States Penitentiary, Florence, ADX.
What about are you on the website? There was the leader of the KKK, like one of the
really?
one of the White Aryans or the Aryan Brotherhood. I think 2 of them are actually in there, but they just don't have contact with each other.
Basically, no one's ever going to see them again.
No one is ever going to see them again. No.
Yeah, they're
and
cut off from
that's
society.
kind of like what I want. I want him to just. You want him dead. I kind of just want him cut off from society, so we don't even think about him ever.
I don't want him there with Richard Reed and the underwear bomber. They didn't even kill anybody.
That's true.
This dude killed people,
dead.
And he maimed so many people.
That's it,
like
man.
hundreds of people, man.
I don't know.
The little boy.
Yes.
I
hurting
heard
people?
more a report that kid was blown to like
nothing.
like molecules.
Yeah.
He was right there,
There was, like,
right?
nothing
Wasn't he
left
legit
for
like
that
right?
molecule,
He was like
dude.
right next to
Yeah.
it. Yeah, he was the one
How
that got.
disturbing
It's
is that?
not even like they couldn't even bury like any like a tooth.
Yeah.
That kid was just obliterated.
Obliterated.
Yeah. May he rest in peace.
That's
May they all rest in
horrible,
peace.
man.
May anybody who was there.
Yeah.
I feel bad for you. You're gonna get psychological counseling and whatnot. But I don't know.
And he saw the kid there. He put the backpack right next to him, man.
Yeah. He do you blame his brother, or do you think he acted on his
Oh,
own?
well, come on, dude. He didn't have to drop the backpack.
It's true. Yeah,
You
no,
know?
I'm not defending him. I will never defend him. But if I have to take a stance, my stance is that we keep him alive. We throw him in Supermax.
He went through with it, man. They tried to make the case that it was his brother that was the ringleader of the whole thing.
And I think
he did it.
in my humble conspiracy theory, quote unquote.
It's a humble one, though.
It's humbled. I think that his brother told him, like, dude, I'm not going down. Like, didn't he run him over?
He ran him over.
He ran him. I bet you his brother said,
didn't care.
in no way, shape, or form am they gonna try me? Like, if we're doing it, something happens
To the death.
to the
Yeah.
end.
But then why did he put on the inside of the boat when he was bleeding out to death like a little punk that he is? He writes that you killed my brother, blah blah blah.
Heat of the moment, maybe. I don't know. I don't like to get
Or
into
he
the
became a
conspiracy.
retard because he was bleeding.
It very well could have been any of the two.
Because he knows he killed his brother.
I
He
think
really did it.
I think he killed his brother. I think his brother and him sat down at the table the night before and said, "Here's what's going to happen."
We watched the documentary and they said
There's a documentary on it?
Yeah, there was a documentary. It's on Netflix.
Really? What's it called?
Isn't it The Hunt for the Boston Bomber?
Wow, I don't know, but I got something to watch after this. That sounds...
Yeah, we should have told you to watch that before. But yeah, they said in the shootout part that happened, that the older brother just kept coming at them.
Yeah.
It was like the bullets weren't doing anything to the guy. He probably could have survived those wounds if he had just given up.
Yeah.
But his brother killed him.
His brother killed him. But he wasn't tried. Was he tried? He wasn't tried for his brother's
blow.
Death, though, right?
No. That wasn't one of the charges. That was one of the counts? No.
I don't want to give this guy too much time on my he doesn't deserve it, is what I'm trying to say. But yeah, so I'm for throwing him away the key into the Supermax, because you hear Supermax and it's like in the middle of nowhere in Colorado.
I can understand the existential kind of terror that it would bring to somebody who's going in there.
Right.
But it's not enough. It's not enough. There's oxygen in there. Yes, that's my opinion.
He can breathe. He can do all that.
That's the one thing that's wrong with it.
I don't like people that are so quote unquote Boston strong.
I'm not. Yeah.
The strong term I don't like.
I mean,
long story
we got
short,
it right here on the table.
Long story short is I don't like when people like, yeah, make him walk down Boylston. That'll be enough for. We'll take care of him. Shut up.
Yeah.
Okay, shut up.
I'm not gonna go for street justice.
Yeah,
on
we don't
this
need
guy.
we don't need street justice. Or maybe we should kill him the way he killed.
Yeah, we'll tar and feather him.
Yeah, well, and make
let's give him 17th century justice.
Yeah, no, I can't stand those. They love their town. I get that. I love it as much as the next guy. I'm just not for the. Let's give him what he deserves. Let's make him walk down Newberry for an hour, and then we'll throw rocks at him.
Those are the same people who said, "Oh, let's get Osama, and everyone in America should punch him in the head."
Yeah. Come on, just enough, dude. Enough.
How about some Navy SEALs destroy him?
They take it personally. They take it personally, but this has really little to do with Boston, and it's more to do with the entire.
It's an assault on Western civilization.
That's
all it is.
The next thing that they've already done towers. Now they've done marathons. They're trying to instill fear in us. But like I read, 33% more people applied to run. So
that was more people.
He ain't stopping us.
No,
he ain't stopping. And I haven't seen a photo of him. Just the top aerial shot of him walking in, and I've seen hand drawn. But I don't think he's remorseful. I don't think that.
No, he's not. They said it's scary how unremorseful he is.
Yeah.
Actually.
He went back
he's
to Russia, right? Was it Russia?
No, he's from. Was it? Weren't they Chechen?
I mean, they're all Russian too. Yeah. But yeah, he's from Dagestan, I think.
Okay. Yeah.
No. No. What was it?
I think it was Dagestan.
His brother too.
I have no idea where his brother's from.
Yeah, because that's where the Muslims are.
Okay.
In Dagestan and then Chechnya, right?
I just feel like he deserves to just rot in a cell and maybe hear a drip every once in a while and let the drip make him go insane.
It's just not enough.
But I mean, that's your opinion, and a lot of people have that opinion.
True.
So we'll see what happens, because they're going to convene tomorrow, right? They're going to start.
Yeah, I'm anxious to hear.
It's definitely something that we will talk about.
The ruling will be coming down probably sometime this week.
Guilty on 30 charges, though.
No, guilty.
On all 30.
Guilty on all 30. 17 carry the death penalty.
I was celebrating,
17 carry the death penalty. So that's a good sign. I think that the jurors just want to be able to say that we got the approval to do the death penalty in a state that doesn't have the death penalty. But
it's a federal case, so it overrides all jurisdiction of other laws. So
exactly, and I don't like the fact that Maura Healey is opening up her big mouth saying that she disagrees with the death penalty, and then you have O'Malley,
they have to take their own stance.
The archdiocese like opening up his mouth too.
Good thing the jurors can't watch any media or hear any of these bozos.
Which is what I wanted to get into,
including us.
I didn't do the proper research again, but like I said, it was really WHDH followed a juror home or something.
Oh yeah,
like that.
They got in trouble.
And I guess the judge was like, I don't even want you guys in my courtroom anymore. You guys are done. Don't even bother showing up because you've tried to follow a juror home and tried to get info out of them.
Our media is so awful, man. They're just the worst.
My opinion is just that station. Channel 5.
All of them are awful.
You think so? I honestly, I'll watch the news for 20 minutes in the morning, and then I'll just head off to work. I don't have time.
That's so in the bag for the left. Oh, man.
So I also read another conspiracy theory, something about when this was the day after it happened. Mm-hmm. I don't know. I should have printed them out. long story short, like someone wrote the article, and like one of the main chains, I'm not gonna say either Macy's or JCPenney because I don't know, had pressure cookers on sale, and it was like right next to the physical like story for the Boston Marathon bombing, and people think that that's too ironic. People said that there were fan pages on Facebook already made saying for the people of Boston, like, we feel bad for you. And this was like 2 days before.
This is part of the conspiracies?
This is part of the conspiracies. Yeah, I really don't buy into conspiracies. The only conspiracy that I would actually like to dedicate an entire show to conspiracy theories. I don't know if you like conspiracy theories or if you like conspiracy theories.
In some cases I do, but I think this is a pretty clear case.
Oh, it's definitely clear. Oh, I don't... This guy is 100% guilty. I mean, I'm more so mean about like the JFKs.
Yeah, we don't buy into them, but they're interesting to talk about.
They are interesting to talk like the moon and whatnot, but that's a story for another day. But I think that in theory, we've given him enough time, and I don't really want to continue on my own show talking about.
Get him off the show.
One of them.
He's a bum.
Those Zarnaya.
Go to hell.
So, yeah, we'll see how it plays out.
What is your favorite conspiracy though?
My dad and I go back and forth, left and right, and I will actually get into that next on what my favorite conspiracy theory is. So there's my tease. You're listening to The Joe Show. Alright, everybody, I thought we would just end with what my conspiracy theory is, and you guys can agree, disagree, we can discuss it. We don't really have to. We can just kind of roll with it as a pretty damn good ending to what I thought was a decent show. I think that the U.S. government were involved in the murder of the assassination of JFK. That's my conspiracy theory.
But what is the conspiracy theory?
That what's his name had nothing to do with it. I don't know.
So you're saying that Oswald was framed by the U.S. government?
Oswald was framed by the U.S. government, in my opinion.
Yep.
Because I think that we were about to enter something with Cuba, and they had to get rid of JFK. Didn't he want to do talk? I know he did the trade embargo with Cuba. That was him. But I feel like there was something coming up in the near future that only insiders knew and insiders realized. This was the 60s, man. Very cutthroat back then. There weren't a lot. There's no paper trail, if you will. So there's no emails.
Yeah, like electronic. Yeah.
Exactly. So they could have just talked to each other.
Well, they dedact all the paperwork with. I mean, you look at any official government documents that are released to the public, it's like 10% is readable.
Yeah,
it's
all blacked out.
Some dude just sits there blacking out all this stuff.
I just feel like he was framed and that he had nothing to do with it, and that the way that the shot came out, apparently you needed to be a master marksman, which apparently he was, or something like that, but I don't think he was that good. I think he was framed, and that the United States government... But I love my country. I gotta say that.
Yeah, you're wearing a USA shirt
exactly.
right now.
I'm not gonna get into it. I've looked into the Kennedy thing myself, and I don't know. Oswald was a card-carrying communist, and he hated the U.S. government, and he even met with Castro.
Perfect fall guy.
Exactly. Perfect fall guy.
He was the real
book,
deal.
Right?
And Oswald was an excellent shot.
Oswald was an excellent shot, which is a perfect reason to blame him.
Fall guy.
Fall dude, I'm telling you.
Or he's the perfect guy to actually do it.
He very well could have been the perfect guy to actually do it, but like Zarnaya, I don't want to get back to him. You think he would have taken his own life or done something? You think, who wants that notoriety, knowing, has there only been 2 presidential assassinations in our day? And by our day, I mean in our country.
And multiple attempts on other ones.
Right, but it's just Lincoln who got one in the back of the head.
Lincoln
and JFK.
Lincoln, JFK, and the one that died in the duel.
Aaron Burr. Did Aaron Burr? No, Aaron Burr wasn't a president.
But he actually...
Hamilton was killed by Burr, but he wasn't a president.
Oh.
Okay, he wasn't a president.
Okay. Yeah. So do you have a conspiracy theory? Cause...
No, Reagan was attempted.
Yeah.
They attempted to kill Reagan.
There was an attempt.
People loved Reagan as a president. I'm not gonna lie, I wasn't a fan.
You weren't really born, but through that one.
I think as a United States citizen, you should have to know every president in order. It's just my personal opinion. I don't know if you guys agree.
I couldn't do it at this point.
You should be able to name them all
in
order.
I don't know, man.
The Animaniacs put out a song that does them all in order. It's actually done really well.
That's a lot, though.
They also did the states and the capitals, which is another great one. That's just my opinion. I feel that you should know every. Do I know? I don't.
I think you should know every conspiracy theory about the U.S. to become a citizen here.
Did we land on the moon?
Hey, we beat the Russians there. They beat us to outer space, though.
The moon's where it's at. We own that.
Yeah, I know. It's all about the land.
That's our territory. And how you see like the flag wailing or something there. Like that, and it's not supposed to wail. And yeah, so I didn't want to end. I just wanted to end it on a softer note than what we were talking about. I know an assassination is not exactly.
No,
that's
not
soft.
quite.
We're
a little far off the mark on that.
We can get into more conspiracy theories.
Yeah,
who shot Oswald?
Oh yeah, there was a guy. A guy ran up.
Jack Ruby.
Yeah, he was coming out of the courthouse or something. Where was he coming out of?
The courthouse.
The courthouse. Yeah.
It happened in Dallas, right?
Up, gunned him down.
Happened in Dallas too.
And it was 1963, right?
And is Jack Ruby in Colorado?
No way. Wasn't JFK the president when we went to the moon?
No, man.
Dude,
he's the one who wanted.
Oh, he wanted to go to the moon.
Yeah.
Did he start the space program? The space?
Yeah. He was one of the biggest.
Then who was the president when we went to the moon? Just out of curiosity.
LBJ then, right?
Was it?
Must have been.
When we went to the moon in
69.
So LBJ.
No. Who was it?
I always thought it was JFK.
Nixon then.
Must have been Nixon.
No, I'm sticking on my guns and I'm saying it was JFK.
Do some research here. All right,
I don't know.
Speak amongst yourselves.
We're just showing how young and naive we are.
You think
on this
we
show.
We didn't live through this stuff. That's why.
Yeah.
I thought it was
We never claimed to be experts on this.
No, ever.
Or anything in general.
We'll listen to it and we'll always find a mistake that we've made. Just like I said that the marathon was tomorrow, when in actuality.
Yeah, if it was in 69, then it had to
Nixon, right?
have been Nixon because LBJ didn't run again.
He
ran in 64 and he was president until 68. And he didn't choose to rerun. It was Jim McGovern, I think, who ran against Nixon and lost.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, let me Google that.
But JFK was definitely a huge advocate for the space program.
Yeah, well, I obviously thought that 1969 President Moon landing. Yeah. Oh, wait a minute. On 1961, JFK announced before a special joint Congress session that he wanted to go to the moon by the end of the decade. So he was the one, which we did. That's what I remember.
In theory.
We did in theory.
Depending on who you ask.